Hello. Hi, Phil. How are you?
Well, better after the second half. If you'd have asked me the
Well,
first half, you might have got a different answer.
bada bing, bada bung, bada bing, 2-3. I said in the match preview it would be a lot of goals and turned
You
to be
actually said
5.
5 goals.
I said
Just
5
that you said all
goals.
5 would be for United.
Yeah, but still 2-3, man. Come on, it's a win. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit unfortunate because on the first half, my boss from America called and they don't understand football. The only thing that they understand the ball is egg shape, right? So I was sitting here like, come on, United's playing. She knows I'm a United supporter. I was even wearing the jersey. And it's like, come on, Mick, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And I was like, I totally missed it. And then I kind of looked at the end of the half and it's like, bloody hell, what happened here? Like 0-1. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So what
I
happened in
mean,
the first half?
basically, yeah, what happened was we were just camped in the final third. We had, I'd say we had like nine men forward, pretty much, maybe 8. Most of the time, just literally around the edge of their box. They just had a good defensive plan. We didn't really take, whilst we were there, we didn't really get many shots off, or not great shots at least. Not like making the goalkeeper save or last minute or goal line clearances or nothing. We were just like faffing around and not quite getting it, whether it was good defending or just not us taking our chances. I'm not sure. The ball in the final third, always again that final pass just falling short. We've had so many times already. And then I just felt that the transition from one side to the other, the passing was just a bit too slow in the first half. And then from our own free kick, we lost the ball. It fell to Malacia. Malacia tripped over the ball under pressure, sort of thing. Couldn't recover. We had a couple of defenders making the way back, but Sancho just didn't sprint back at all. Malacia error and 1-0, and then both obviously Malacia and Sancho were substituted at half time. So make of that what you will.
Yeah,
almost like Ten Hag trying to prove a point. Look, lads, you were at fault for this goal. You're off. No messing.
You don't mess around with the Eric Ten Hag. I mean, I was reading on some Twitter posts and people were saying like Sancho was absolutely dog shit, and who else? Malacia also. Maybe he hit a form dip. I don't know. I didn't see the first half, so I'm being very transparent. But I just was reading what people are tweeting.
I think it's easy to say someone's had a poor half when you look at when nobody scored. I mean, nobody was great, like I've just said. Sancho, because he didn't track back, I think was the reason he got subbed at halftime. He wasn't making the same runs that Rashford made as soon as he came on. Obviously, the difference in the second half was Rashford. Really good substitutions by Ten Hag. Rashford, Shaw for Malacia, Rashford for Sancho, obviously at halftime, and then Martial Fernandez. Rashford scored within 8 minutes of being on the pitch, and Martial scored within 2. I think it was possibly Martial's first touch.
It was sublime.
So yeah, it was good. It was good to see.
It was sublime. I mean, I literally, when I switched on the second half, saw the substitution Martial, and I was like, I had some funny feeling like this guy is going to score because he looked very, very sharp and hungry. So let's talk about Tony Martial. He's been injured. He's back. His preseason was amazing. Do you think he can, he looks like he's coming back to his old form and something that we desperately need, basically, a finisher, a clinical striker. Seems like Ronaldo is shooting blanks at the moment.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Martial being back to his old form, I don't think we've seen this form of him, to be honest. I think this is some of the best we've seen of him.
So.
We know, everybody knows, it's well documented that he's had a lot of off the field issues. How that's affected him, we don't know. He went on loan last year and had a really poor loan. He's come back pre-season, as you said, a good pre-season, took the injury. He's obviously did really well against City when he came on.
Oh yeah, he did 100%.
And he's done the same again today. He's making the runs, but the difference is he's looking happier. looking happy. You can see him celebrating with Rashford, and it's not like a relief anymore. Like last season, if he did score, he was just, or the season before, he was just kind of like, yeah, I've scored, I'll walk off now. But now he's like, yeah, I've scored, I'm buzzing, I'm ready to go. The link up between him and Rashford is good to see, really good to see.
Amazing, yeah. It's
Ronaldo,
back
you
on.
mentioned him.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you, mate. But yeah, you know, if I may, spin on the point that you just said, I always, I mean, Martial has been a favorite of mine. Like, there's so much talent in that boy, right? When I saw him stagnating, and he was dipping his head, he got a lot of stick in the media, typically, as the British media going on the foreign players, but and then it didn't help him with no coaching under the previous manager, like, and the inexperienced coaching staff. So I think that we're seeing a rejuvenated Martial coming back with proper coaching.
Yeah.
We have not only like Erik ten Hag is a manager, but Erik ten Hag for me seems to be a proper coach, tracksuit coach, right? They knows how to get the best out of the player. Puts his arms around his shoulders and, come on, son, show me what you got. Then you have, like, the likes of Mitchell van der Gaag and all the new coaching staff as well. So definitely what you've seen in preseason transpiring over now, this is a totally different Tony Martial. And the season just started, like, and he's been out for injury. So I'm very intrigued to see what he can do, like, for the remaining of the season, basically, because if we talk about Ronaldo, in the thumbnail I said a frustrating Ronaldo, frustrating day. He was trying too hard, I reckon. The things that I saw, it's like frustration, pretty much, like, trying so hard to score, right? Almost came through, like, he almost had a sitter, missed an open goal, wasn't he? He was just
He hit the post.
He hit the
post from like 6 or 7 yards out, something like that. There was a ball which came in from Shaw from the left, and Ronaldo just like swung at it, and essentially, didn't score from it. He made contact with it, but it wasn't great. And then at the end, he had a couple of chances which just didn't fall for him at all. You can see he's trying. He's making the effort. He, without his run, that draws the defenders away, and Rash may not score when his first goal.
But he assisted. He did.
Well, yeah. We'll
he was shooting for the goal, right? He was like
Rash's first goal. Ronaldo runs across, draws the defender out, and then Rashford has got that moment to take the composure, hold it back, and curl it around the keeper. Great finish, absolutely fantastic.
I think it was deliberately. He was shooting for the goal. This is the way I saw it, right? It was never intended to be a pass. What?
The third goal.
Third goal. Yeah, the third goal. So Ronaldo was running on the left side on the wing, and he was actually shooting, right? This is the way I saw
he was shooting.
Right?
There's no way.
And then he pretended, it was an assist. Happy days, like. And I was thinking, who cares? It's 3-2.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, Rashford could have had his hat trick, but I think he was just so determined trying to help Ronaldo when he slipped it through, and he could have just shot instead. And I felt there was a couple of moments in the game where players were trying to give it to Ronaldo when it wasn't always the best option, because almost they want to relieve that pressure from him.
Right.
And it could have cost us. Obviously, we were 3-1 up, where Rashford could have squared it, could have shot. Instead, he squared it, and that's when they went to the other end and scored, made it 3-2. And then, within a couple of minutes of that situation, we could have, let's be honest, in reality, we created, certainly in the second half, enough chances to easily win that game, get it put to bed. 5, you predicted 5, and it could have been 5. It should have been 5 in reality, with the chances we created. I could see that the right substitution for Anthony, that was at the right time. He'd not done as much during that period of play before he came off. And Casemiro, he's had his run out, but Yeah, I'm not sure really. He did okay. He made a couple of
yeah.
mistakes. Is he going to start against Everton over Scott McTominay?
Mm,
Really don't know at the moment.
you
I
reckon?
think Scott will probably be back in the fold.
Du,
I
du,
just
du,
don't
du,
think
du, du,
Casemiro
du.
did enough
Scott McTominay. Du, du,
on the
du.
on impacting the game. I don't
Scooby-Doo.
think he impacted the game enough.
No, I don't know. It was just Europa League. It was a game in Cyprus. 3 points matters.
Yeah,
But a frustrating night for Ronaldo, definitely. I mean, he was shooting blanks. I mean, this is a dangerous situation for Ronaldo because I know this is going to fuel him, right? The wheel's going to come off for Ronaldo. Trust me, mark my words. He's going to go like on a fucking shooting. Sorry for swearing, but he's going to go on a rampage soon. It's just still
it's got to
preseason
come
for
out,
him.
hasn't it?
He's got
I
to
think he
come
gets
off.
one goal. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll get one
definitely.
goal and then
A
he'll be
header.
off. He'll be off.
It will be a
It
header.
just means
Trust me.
that
It will be a header because now he looks angry. He looks like hungry. And I think Eric Ten Hag is keeping the bull, it's like, you're going down to Pamplona, right? In Spain when you do the bull run, you know what I mean? So keep the
right.
bulls and then you release the bull and then you run, And I think he's doing that deliberately, keeping him on his toes to say, okay, you're Cristiano Ronaldo, but look, my team selection is my team selection, right? There's no player power. So he's getting more frustrated and hungry and angry, and that's good. Then he will go, woof, woof, go now, Chris. And he will go, and he will score. But coming back
He's
to the
getting
Prem.
this is. I think it was his best performance, despite him not scoring. Well, this for us
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
season,
But that was a team
despite him not
performance for
scoring.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
The second half that I saw was more of a team performance for Ronaldo. Of course he tried to score, but he was like running around, he was making assists, he was making runs. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he made pathway for Rashford to score. I mean, I think the second half was the half that I saw. Honestly, honest to God. But what I saw was just like, okay, that's good. We kick on 13th of October. We take them back home, and we will smash them with 4-0. The way I said it. Maybe I did a preview, 1 week ahead. I don't know. People,
I think you're right. At the end of the day, I think there is
yeah,
a chance that we could bring them back to Old Trafford
yeah,
and get a really good solid win, because I think Ten Hag,
yeah,
he's got to be happy with some of the play, knowing that, but not the fact that we didn't take the chances we were almost creating,
yeah.
and that
But
one more
imagine
pass or
yourself,
one
Phil.
pass too many or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
They just didn't come off, and I think off the back of the City loss, which we're not going to
we needed
mention
this.
in detail again, but I think off the back of that, I think it was a bit naive for us to think that we were just going to have clear heads and not have fear. And I think at the end, you could say in the last two games we've scored 3 goals in the second half. Big positive that, if you're looking for positives, that's to me is the one to take.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
was
frightening for other teams who might think who might go in against us at half time, like Everton at the weekend. That's going to be a tough game. It's always a scrappy game.
Yes,
They are not playing well. Obviously, they won their last game, but I think that
they're the
game
ones
is
I
going to be a
fear. They're
tight.
the ones I fear, actually. The one that looks easy on paper, the ones that are not doing well. We tend to go there and with a little bit of a confidence. That's going to be an easy game. We end up losing those games, at least last year. So this is the game I fear for some reason.
Yeah.
But I agree with you with that point. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I said I agree with you that point that we needed that confidence boost after, the humiliating 3-6 against City. Yeah. So this will do them
We
good.
didn't get it though, did we?
What?
We didn't get the confidence boost because I think, despite trying to brush that game off, I think in our heads it was an easy win on paper, and I think that Ten Hag, that'll just frustrate Ten Hag, and I think it's a good chance for us when you get the win, when you've had a poor performance. To me, they're the best chances for a coach or a manager to say, right, we got away with that one. Don't think any game is easy, because it's not. No matter what they say, no matter where they are in the league, no matter how many goals they've scored or conceded,
Sure.
no game is easy. Anyone can score against you on the counter attack. We've proved it.
Sure.
I actually think that Varane perhaps would have got back for their first goal. I think he would have been positioned differently with Malacia. I don't think that he would have been as far forward. Yeah,
I need to put my reading glasses
literally,
because I got a chat question here, and I can't read from here. Can you read this?
yeah, Exhibit.
Exhibit. Hi,
oh,
Exhibit.
it's give ratings. So he's give ratings. David De Gea 5.5, Malacia 4, Martinez 5.5, Lindelof 5, Dalot 8. Interesting. Ericsson 6.5, Casemiro 6.7, I think it says. Anthony 6, Sancho 3.5. I think that's a bit high compared to the rest.
Well, that was what we were talking about.
Bruno 5.5, Ronaldo 7. Ronaldo 7 and Sancho 3.5. Something. No, I disagree with this Exhibit.
Rashford everyone sees the game differently. Like, you know, I
disagree. You know, Rashford 7.5. Give
Yeah,
credit
no,
to
I
Ronaldo,
took it away
absolutely.
now.
Yeah, we've done that already. Yeah,
I'll put it back here. Erik ten Hag was the man of the match. No.
Shaw 6, Martial 7.5, McTominay 5, Erik ten Hag 7. Dalot man of the match.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, he was good.
Okay,
he was good. Yeah,
I think with it,
he's been ripping up some trees even in Portugal, right? In the internationals, so he's on form.
Thank you for the comment. I think what I would say is I would just question how Ronaldo got 7, a score of 7, and you give Rashford 7.5 when Rashford got 2 goals and an assist in 45 minutes and completely
Exhibit. If you want to call in, Exhibit. If you want to call in, the link is in the description. You know, anyone that's listening, the link is in the description. Forgot to tell you in the beginning of the show because I put a link that everyone can call in. You know, have their say. What do you think about the game? Send some chats. It's just good vibes, just a reflection. So Exhibit, if you want to call in, welcome, definitely. Yeah, I kind of when he wrote about his player ratings, yes, in a way, Ronaldo. I cannot speak for the first half again, but what I saw in the second half was more of a team performance from Ronaldo, right? Barring the fact that he was trying to score, in shooting blanks. So, but at the end of the day, like, guys, it's 3 points. It's a return game on the 13th of October. My birthday, by the way, then at Old Trafford, and we look good. I mean, we're gonna win that game, and we're gonna win the whole Europa League. Mr. Realist here. Here we go. Right, I'm gassed. I'm good. Any win for me.
If we don't finish top of the group, we don't get automatic qualification this year because they've changed the standings, haven't they?
They have.
If you only finish second, then you have to go into a playoff.
Okay, Exhibit. What do you say here? I didn't put my reading glasses on, so sorry.
Yeah, it says. I mean, the link-up play, Sancho and Ronaldo didn't work. Ronaldo made a good one. Is that 4 good pass or a good pass? It says 4 good pass. 1 Rashford goal. The different when Rashford came in. Yeah, agreed. Ronaldo did make he didn't make a good pass. It was a shot. We were saying that at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you missed that bit or not. Exhibit
4. He says 4.
It was. He'll get the assist on paper, but let's be honest, it was a shot, and he was just grateful that Rashford was there to put it in. It was a good play off Rashford. 4, yeah. 4 good passes. Okay, so he didn't. And the thing is, as well, we also said that Ronaldo made a really good run for Rashford's first goal. He drew the defender out the way.
Yeah.
And that gave Rashford the space to take the shot and get the goal. Drew the defenders away, so that was good.
Absolutely. No. In a way, what matters, as I said, is the 3 points. How we played, it doesn't really matter. I think we came off the blocks. As I said, there was defending deep, and it was a shock that we conceded the first goal. But for me, that was never a game that we could sort of lose. I knew that we will come up 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1 eventually. Looking ahead for the weekend, Everton. Do I fear it? No, not really. But as I said earlier, it's always those games that look easy on paper. and it's Manchester United we're talking about. So everyone wants sort of who wouldn't like, Manchester United came to Cyprus to play Omnia. They were playing the best football of their life. They were playing Manchester United, and they'd be pumped to come to Old Trafford next Thursday as well. But I think the pressure with the home fans, the United fell full, 70,000 odd thousand, it's gonna be game over for them. But in terms of Everton, are we playing them in Goodison, right? Or are we playing at? Yeah, we are, right? Playing away or home?
I'm just thinking now. I thought 1 minute. We're at home, I think. Oh yeah, we're away. Yeah, we're away.
We're away. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay. Exhibit says, what I see now is Ronaldo isn't playing as a finisher, but creating space. Last pass to the winger because his ability to shoot, curling is dropped. That is why he's adopted the way he can do. That's absolutely right. I think he's adopting to his age, his game. He doesn't really have the pace anymore. He's not really the pressing man. He's trying his best, of course, because he's got this winning mentality. But when you're coming to that final stage of your career to stay relevant, I think you kind of need to adapt and change your game a bit, don't you? What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, I think I agree. You need to adapt your game. There's no doubt about that. I think the fact, this weight on Ronaldo's shoulders with his 700th goal. I think once that passes, I remember Rooney having it when he was going for his record goal. The weight was there, and the relief came in the end when it was scored, and then it was like, phew, I've done it, sort of thing. That pressure's gone. Move on. Exhibit. I would just ask you a question. Would you start Ronaldo against Everton? And if so, who would you play him instead of? Leave that to you to have a little think about.
He said also, Exhibit was saying, remember when Ronaldo was a bit, got a big injury, he adapted to be a finisher, not a winger again. So yeah, you got a point. People tend to have a short memory, including myself. I put my hand up. It's a good one, but yeah. Mate, if you want to call in, just call in. If you want to keep chatting, asking questions, you're more than welcome to do so. We kind of enjoy the interaction. This is what this channel is for. I like to give everyone a voice, a platform to come on board, no matter where you are in the world. Maybe you're sleeping. Maybe it's 4 a.m. Where I am, it's about 21:22. It's Stockholm time. And Phil is sitting in Manchester, which is 1 hour later. So it's about 20:23 your time. In general, I think... it is positive that we are growing as a community where everyone can be somebody. We all Reds, no matter where we are in the world. No elitism. We started off as a small fish trying to make big changes here, and I think it's just a refreshment to sit here. I never done YouTubing. Phil has never done YouTubing, but Phil has done a lot of podcasting before, right, Phil?
I've done some.
Some.
Not a lot, but I've done some.
We're learning.
I think about 5 or 6 shows, something like that. This is probably my 8th now. So yeah, slight experience, but not a lot.
Oh.
Well, Ronaldo, Rashford, Anthony. Ronaldo on the left wing, Rashford up front, and Anthony up front for me. Sorry, Ronaldo, Rashford, Anthony up front for me in that order. So Exhibit again. Are you saying Ronaldo left, Rashford centre, and Anthony on the right?
No, I would say like him. Let's talk about Anthony Martial. The king. I like Martial.
Yeah, let's play Martial as super sub. So small chance that he got injured. He certainly is being a super sub. He's come on. He's made a difference in the last 2 games. Too late again in the City game, but yeah, and he's looking happy.
I think so. I think he will have a start against Everton.
It would be. You think he would start?
Yeah, Everton start.
I think he has a different mental state. I think he comes on. I think at the moment Ten Hag is using Martial as a sub, not only to protect him from injury and work him back into the game, but also I think he plays better. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of pace. And I think to bring that in it to a game when when it's needed, when the opposition have
That's a
started
weapon.
to tire a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you can use that even more.
Do you remember
I think
that
he's done that with Rashford. And
Eric always talks about weapons. He says, I need to have weapons. Hey. So even like, considering we have 5 substitutes this season, you can make 5 subs. So you can start weaker team, like more secure. And then what we saw today, like he brought in the game changers. Like, both Martial, Rashford scored off the bench. So yeah, in a way you can say that he's slowly embedding him in from the injury, but at the same time, yeah, if he's a lethal weapon to come off the bench and be a game changer, why the hell not? But I still see him starting, right? Hey, Exhibit, you're a very, very happy typer. Even if Martial played really good when he starts and then he got injury for 2 to 4 matches, it's a waste though. Yeah, I agree. So you seem like you're a good Martial fan as me. But I remember people at the fan base was giving Martial a lot of stick, and I never said one bad thing about Martial, not even Rashford, because I remember what I've done in the past. So anyone can have a dip of form, but you got to question, because they're human beings, they're players as well, so they can be mismanaged or have some personal problems behind the scenes that we don't know. Definitely, we don't know what happened to Cristiano Ronaldo over the summer, but he certainly had some family issues. That's why he stayed in Portugal. Maybe that is still on his mind. Of course, him and his missus, they had a miscarriage, and it's never easy. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, trying to be good at your job and be focused. So, but they're professionals and they get paid to do a job. So I'm sure we see many good vibes and games from both from the whole team, not just them, but just speaking about the whole team, Phil. I really feel that there's been a lift in talking about looking at Scott McTominay that I never thought McFred out. I was that camp last year. Nah, Scott McTominay shit, Fred shit, because they didn't do well. Like they may have had one game out of 5. Maybe they were doing great in training, got picked, but what they did on the pitch was just diabolical. But today, it's a different Scott McTominay. It's something that I don't recognize, and probably something that every coach that managed them or coached them have picked them for some reason. So they obviously see something that we are starting to see now. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think the difference is we're not seeing McFred. We did for the last 10 minutes of the game today, but we're seeing one or the other, and I think that's making the difference.
Yeah, Exhibit. Yeah. He lost his son and still a baby. It's a human. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're spot on there. It's never easy to lose something. You know what I mean? And me being like an intermediate and being play management and stuff like I've experienced. There's so much things that you do as an agent in today's market. Like you offer the full 360 services, meaning sometimes you're acting like a psychological counselor. You're doing the shopping, you're doing everything, the banking. And trust me, players do have feelings and they go through the same emotions as we do, cycles in life. So yeah, everyone can have a form of dip, but maybe it's not part of your playing style, but it's your mental style, what's going on behind the scenes. You might have problems with your family, with your missus, with everything. And speaking about that, people who are watching, tomorrow will be the release of something that I've been working on very hard. It's called the Football Agent Talk Show. It's a show where I bring in my industry colleagues. It's kind of a fun talk show, but it's fact. It's talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, the money, the fame, the shame. It's a full educational journey that's going to be during the fall, where we bring in big agents, super agents, their players, smaller emerging market agents, and we just talk about the daily life of a football agent and what goes on behind the scenes, the transfer markets, the drama, the final hours, that anything can happen. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy that because it's coming out, airing out live. I will post it out later on tonight. It's going to be Ground Zero, the episode, which is the basic, and then we build on from there. Do player need an agent? Why do they need an agent? What does an agent do? How do they get paid? There's a lot of things that you can learn because it's simply not FIFA career mode. It's not fantasy football. It gives you the deepest insights and some humor in it as well. So that's I've been working super hard on that, long hours, and haven't been much online. And I'm really enjoying coming talking football and with Phil and interacting with people. But if you do get an opportunity, look for it. I will post it now later on. I'm just doing the thumbnail, and I hope you can share it and spread it because it's very unique. I think Phil, you already seen it. You've seen the preview.
I've seen it. It is very unique. It's very interesting. You don't get bored watching it. It's great. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's for
This
you
is the ground
just can't
zero.
get enough
Yeah.
of it. It's really good. It's really good. It's a different approach to a video before, sort of that I've seen before. It's really good. It's well worth the watch. So if you're watching this, make sure you do give it a watch.
Thanks.
It's
You called
well
me
worth
up
it.
like it's like, hey, I got to tell you, this is the best thing I've ever seen. I was like, what? I don't know. No, but it's
Yeah,
a
it was
ground
good.
zero episode, so it's basically in any form of education, like considering I have 15 years of working as intermediate as a FIFA agent and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of shady things that's going on. There's the good, the bad, the ugly side of it. There's hijacks. There's a lot of things that are going on that you as a football consumers never understand because we are consumers of the game. We just want to be entertained, right? But in order to get entertained, you got to understand the basics. So the first episode is about the basics, and then we move into, bringing in some, the episode one after that will be like with the Martinez agent from Manchester United. He's from Argentina. He's like he brings in a lot of emerging markets into from South America to Eredivisie to Europe. So he's the agent of Garnacho and Lisandro Martinez, Donnarumma, many more. So very humble person. He's a very good guy. So that's part of the good, and then you have the bad and the ugly. Like we have Jonathan Barnett from ICM Stella, which is super agent of Gareth Bale, also on the show. Many more is going to come on. We even bringing on Donny van de Beek's agent as well. I'm going to do a episode recording with him next week. So yeah, just doing a little bit of promotion about that. We're going to also talk about Frankie de Jong, what really happened. Further down as promised, the truth will come out, what really happened from the horse's mouth as well. So meaning, surprise, surprise. Stay tuned. So guys, yeah, we had another chat from Exhibit. Should I read it or you read it? Oops. I got emotional there because it's been a lot of hard work. Ah, you're muted, Phil. Hang on a second. Yeah, you're muted, mate.
Yeah, sorry. It says, you know why he hates United fans' social media when his son died? Some United fans said that Ronaldo scared to play and kill his son, so he'll not play against Liverpool and can't blame him. Not quite sure what that means. I think basically it's saying that the social media has turned on him when
Yes, it has.
and he's had some horrible comments made about him. Absolutely, that is social media. That's keyboard warriors. That's people hiding behind a screen and can't be seen. And it's horrific. It's the way of the world.
It's
Some
horrible.
people think they've
I
got
tell
freedom
you.
to do that.
I tell you, because
It's not acceptable in any walk of life.
I can just relate to my own experience. Like I have thick skin. Like I can take it. But the level of keyboard warriors and abuse and the go cancel your account that I've been getting for the past 3 months, it's been horrendous. Like it does affect you at the end of the day. It does, you know. But if if you don't like it, why are you commenting? Why you even bother, right? So at the end of the day, Cristiano Ronaldo is Cristiano. You can imagine living his life. You can't have any public privacy. Everywhere you go, there's paparazzis. You can't take your son, for a normal like football, kick football in the park. There'll be paparazzis everywhere, But in the level of abuse that you're getting, on social media nowadays, it's just horrendous. And that's kind of what part of the reasons why I started this channel, because I want a real world, and I want people to be real, and come on board, show you, don't come faceless. Put your camera on, be yourself and just talk, because football for me, it's for the people, right? It's escapism, everyone loves football, right? It brings us together. But we can talk about, we see it from different lenses, right? So that makes it very, very interesting. But yeah, another super chat coming in. Well, I should change screens. I have very small resolution, and I forgot my reading glasses, so I do apologize if I can't read it. That's why I have my reading
It just
system.
says, it just says even when we don't watch or read social media, our friends and our family can read it and tell us what social media said about us.
Yeah, absolutely correct. You're absolutely
Yeah.
spot on. Absolutely spot on. And it brings me to a serious question, because I have a lot of not a lot of, but I have at least two mates that they teenage daughters committed suicide because of the bullying from Instagram and stuff, and the pressure, and this is not right, because you can hide behind filters, and you can lie about what you're doing, but the thing is to be real. And again, this is why I started this YouTube channel. For there's no filters, be yourself, be real, real opinions, have you say. I'm never gonna sort of disgrunt your opinion or argue. I might have differences, but that's what a discussion is for, isn't it? Right? Well, anyway, it's gone, but getting emotional, right? So talking about bullying makes me fueled and angry, and I tend to defend people. But anyway, it's not about a show about bullying right now. It's about that we won with 3-2. I'm happy. That means that I can go and sleep happier. I don't know about you, Phil. Smile. Philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of lag on my camera, but yeah, it's absolutely not. It's move on to the next game now. Simple as that.
Let's move on.
I need to get going, but Exhibit said, let's move on. Your thought about yeah, absolutely. I think he's injured at the moment, so we've not been able to see much of him. So when he's back from injury, maybe would have started tonight. Who knows? I guess cup games coming up and things like that. He might get his chance if he's back from injury at the time, but just need to see.
Any thoughts about?
We've not bought him just to warm a bench, so let's see what comes of him.
Thoughts about De Gea's performance in the past two games? I mean, from a critical perspective, 4 goals plus 2, 6 goals plus 2. That's that's not good for his mental health.
It's not, but nobody's pointing fingers at De Gea for errors. Maybe you could say he could organise the defence differently or something like that. But
I still defend
you go back to the 4 wins we had against Liverpool, Arsenal, etc. The back 5 were playing well together with no injuries. Varane not injured. De Gea was starting to come off his line a bit more, which he's not done for a long time. So it was, it's definitely see some differences and some positives. But yeah, I do apologise, Mick, but I need to.
I also need to go. But listen, guys, it's been a lovely evening. It was great talking football. It was great talking about human stuff as well, what goes on behind the scenes. And people stay tuned. Have a look at the channel. I will post that first Ground Zero episode of the FIFA Football Agent talk show. It's going to be a cracking season. I've been super busy editing. I've been super busy creating, producing, doing the one-man band show. So this one is for you people. And this one is also for you to say very good night. And I wish you all a safe sleep wherever you are in the world, and you wake up happy with a big smile that we won with 3-2. And we look forward for Sunday against Everton. I will be live, I think, to do a pre-match, or maybe I will also do a post-match. I haven't yet decided. We take it day by day. Maybe Phil Standish want to come on board. What do you reckon? Should we do a
I'd love
post
to
or pre?
if I'm available. I'll have to see what how we go at the time. If I'm available, so I can
Family.
do that.
Cool. Listen, thanks for joining in. It was your idea. I was stressed out trying to get my second half, and you're like, let's do a post match. I was like, okay. So it was your idea. Thank you. It was really therapeutical,
No
and
problem.
it was positive
Thank you.
vibes. People, wherever you are in the world,
Later.
share, like, subscribe, keep tuned to this channel. Watch tomorrow's first ground episode when it comes out. It will be scheduled around 8 o'clock UK time. And just want to make sure that doesn't collide with any of these fan channel contents, so you guys can watch it. Please have a good night, stay safe, and hug each other in the traffic as well. This is Mick Ruby signing up. This is Paul Standish. Where can they find you in the social?
At Football Philosophy, F-Ball Philosophy, or at
That's
Phil
it.
Standish. Give us a
Wicked.
follow, give us a shout.
Please follow. Phil is an amazing guy.
See you on the
He
other
knows a
side.
lot about football philosophy. Listen, guys, have a good evening. Thanks for watching, and see you very, very soon. Ciao.
Good night.
Good night.